Take a moment, close your eyes. Picture this. You wake up and before your feet even touch the floor, you feel it. That stiffness, that ache, that dull, persistent reminder that your body isn't what it used to be. Not just the morning soreness you can shake off, but something deeper, something that lingers. You reach for your morning cup of coffee and your fingers protest. The simple joy of walking to your garden becomes a calculation of pain versus pleasure. Steps you once took without thought now require consideration, planning, even courage. What if I told you this isn't just getting older? What if this quiet enemy stealing your mobility has a name, and more importantly, a natural solution? If you've been feeling this too, not just occasional discomfort, but a shadow following you throughout your day, then stay with us. Subscribe to Senior Health, where aging doesn't mean suffering. It means growing wiser, more resilient, and living with purpose and comfort. You see, this story is more common than you might think. Even among those who eat reasonably well, who still move, who take their vitamins, it begins with something small, avoiding stairs, skipping your favorite dance class, saying no to playing with grandchildren on the floor. You tell yourself that's just part of getting older, but deep down you wonder, is it really? Then one morning, buttoning your shirt becomes a painful task. Or you find yourself hesitating before reaching for something on a high shelf, not because you can reach it, but because your shoulders scream at the mere thought. This isn't your imagination. It isn't weakness or laziness. It has a name: chronic inflammation of the joints. And here's the truth that doctors rarely share: joint pain isn't inevitable. It isn't something you must accept as your birthright of aging. The World Health Organization now recognizes that chronic joint inflammation is influenced more by lifestyle factors than by age alone. Let that sink in. It's not simply getting older. It's a condition influenced by what you eat, what you do, and how your body processes inflammation. This silent infiltrator doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It whispers in the stiffness that greets you each morning, in the activities you quietly stop doing, in the mobility that slips away degree by degree until one day you realize how much you've lost. By the time most people notice the full impact, inflammation has already taken too much. Yet remarkably, most doctors offer only temporary solutions, medications that mask symptoms, while doing nothing to address the underlying cause. Pain relievers that burden your liver, creams that tingle but don't heal, injections that work temporarily before the pain returns, often worse than before. But today there's powerful news, because once you understand the real enemy, inflammation, you can begin to counter it. And that's exactly what we're here to do. Not with fear, but with knowledge, not with prescriptions, but with nutrition. Because joint pain is the final chapter of your story. A groundbreaking study from the Arthritis Foundation revealed that participants who incorporated specific anti-inflammatory foods experienced a 47% reduction in joint pain within just 6 weeks. No expensive supplements, no grueling exercise regimens, just the right nutrients at the right time, speaking directly to your body's inflammatory response. Some foods don't just nourish, they heal. They communicate with your cells saying, calm down, reduce inflammation, rebuild what's been damaged. Today, explore 9 powerful anti-inflammatory foods that may already be in your kitchen, but that you've never used strategically to fight joint pain. Begin with the first 3 foods in a moment, but first ask yourself, have your joints been speaking to you lately? Have your movements become more calculated, less spontaneous? If yes, know this: your body isn't betraying you. It's simply signaling for a different kind of help. Not more medications, not more struggle, just the right kind of nutrition. Are you ready? Let's begin with what may be the most overlooked joint healing food of all, a golden spice that's been quietly waiting to ease your pain. Let's start with something simple. It's not a pill, not an injection. It's a golden spice that's been used for centuries in traditional medicine: turmeric, the forgotten pain reliever. Turmeric is more than just a colorful addition to curry. It contains curcumin, one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. Unlike medications that work by blocking all inflammatory pathways, even those your body needs, curcumin targets specific inflammation markers that contribute to joint pain. Why does this matter? Because after 50, your body's inflammatory response often becomes confused. Minor irritations that should trigger brief inflammation instead create persistent chronic responses. It's like having a fire alarm that never stops ringing, even after the small kitchen fire's out. Turmeric helps reset the system, turning down the volume on pain signals that no longer serve you. But there's more. Turmeric also stimulates your body's production of antioxidants, which protect your remaining cartilage from oxidative damage. And it improves circulation, ensuring healing nutrients reach your joints while waste products are efficiently removed. How to use it? Just 1/2 teaspoon daily mixed with a pinch of black pepper to enhance absorption can begin to shift your inflammatory response. Add it to scrambled eggs, blend into smoothies, or stir into warm milk for a soothing evening drink. Think of it not as a spice, but as gentle medicine your joints understand. Next comes tart cherries, nature's aspirin. If turmeric is the reset button, tart cherries are the natural pain relievers. These small ruby-colored fruits contain powerful compounds called anthocyanins that block the same pain enzymes as aspirin and ibuprofen, but without the potential stomach irritation or liver burden. Research from Oregon Health Sciences University found that consuming tart cherries reduced inflammatory markers by up to 25% in just 3 weeks. Those aren't just numbers, that's the difference between grimacing as you stand and rising with ease. Tart cherries also contain melatonin, which improves sleep quality. Why does sleep matter for joint pain? Because during deep sleep, your body produces its own anti-inflammatory compounds. Poor sleep equals more inflammation and more pain. It's a cycle many seniors find themselves trapped in. How to use them? Drink 8 ounces of tart cherry juice daily. Look for unsweetened versions or eat 1/4 cup of dried tart cherries. For maximum benefit, consume them about an hour before bedtime to harness their dual benefits of pain relief and sleep improvement. Each sip or bite is a step toward breaking the inflammation cycle. Wild-caught fatty fish completes our first trio, the inflammation shield. Now let's talk about rebuilding, not just relieving salmon, mackerel, sardines. And herring contain omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, the building blocks of restorative tissue processes in your joints. These omega-3s reduce production of inflammatory cytokines, the chemical messengers that trigger and sustain joint pain. But they do something even more remarkable. They help produce specialized pro-resolving mediators, SPMs, that actively turn off inflammation after it's no longer needed. A 24-week study published in the Annals of Rheumatic Diseases showed that participants consuming omega-3 rich fish twice weekly experienced significant improvements in morning stiffness and joint tenderness. Their need for pain medication decreased by nearly 40%. How to use it? Eat a 4-ounce portion of wild-caught fatty fish twice weekly. Bake or poach it rather than frying to preserve the delicate omega-3s. If fresh fish isn't accessible, canned sardines or salmon with bones for added calcium provide similar benefits. This isn't just food, it's structural support for joints that have carried you for decades. Let's pause here. You've just met your first 3 allies in the fight against joint pain. They don't mask symptoms, they address causes. They don't promise overnight miracles, but they work day by day, meal by meal, to restore what inflammation has taken. In the next section, we'll explore 3 more powerful foods: ginger's active compounds, the remarkable healing properties of bone broth, and the regenerative power of walnuts. Because relieving joint pain isn't about hiding from discomfort, it's about rebuilding your body's natural ability to heal. Let's continue our journey with something warming, something that brings both comfort and healing. Ginger, the circulation booster. Ginger contains powerful compounds called gingerols that specifically target joint inflammation. While turmeric calms the overall inflammatory response, ginger improves circulation to your joints, ensuring healing nutrients can reach the places they're needed most. Poor circulation is an often overlooked factor in persistent joint pain. As we age, blood vessels become less efficient, and the delicate tissues in our joints receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients. Ginger helps open those pathways, increasing blood flow by up to 17% according to research from the University of Miami. But ginger offers a bonus. It contains a compound called zingabane, a natural digestive enzyme that helps your body better absorb proteins, the building blocks needed for cartilage repair. Many seniors struggle with protein absorption, which means even a healthy diet might not provide the materials your joints need to heal. How to use it? Grate 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger into hot water for a soothing tea. Add to stir fries or blend into smoothies. Use it 3 to 4 times weekly. Each warm, spicy sip isn't just comfort, it's improved circulation, carrying healing directly to your joints. Next comes bone broth, liquid gold for your joints. If ginger improves delivery systems, bone broth provides the actual building materials your joints crave. This traditional food contains collagen, glucosamine, chondroitin, and hyaluronic acid, the exact components your body uses to rebuild cartilage and lubricate joints. These compounds aren't just additions to your diet. They're familiar messengers your body recognizes and knows exactly how to use. The collagen in bone broth is particularly valuable. After age 50, your body's collagen production declines by about 15% annually. And by age 70, you may have lost up to 30% of this crucial protein that forms the structural framework of your joints. A 2017 study in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that collagen from bone broth significantly reduced joint pain and stiffness in participants with osteoarthritis. Improvements that continued to increase over the 6-month study period. How to use it. Consume 1 cup of quality bone broth daily, either sipped warm like tea or used as a base for soups and stews. Choose broth made from grass-fed animals when possible. And look for products that gel when refrigerated, a sign of high collagen content. Each cup isn't just nourishment, it's reconstruction of the very tissues that have worn thin. Walnuts round out our middle trio, the joint renewal team. These unassuming nuts contain a perfect balance of omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants that work together to reduce inflammation while protecting your joints from further damage. The specific form of omega-3 in walnuts ALA is converted by your body into the same anti-inflammatory compounds found in fatty fish. But walnuts offer something more. They're rich in a rare antioxidant called ellagic acid that helps remove the destructive free radicals that damage joint tissue. Walnuts also provide manganese and copper minerals essential for the formation of connective tissue and cartilage. Many seniors are unknowingly deficient in these trace minerals, which may contribute to accelerated joint deterioration. How to use them. Eat 7 walnut halves daily. Add them to oatmeal, yogurt, or salads, or simply enjoy as a mid-afternoon snack. Their balance of healthy fat and protein helps stabilize blood sugar too, preventing the energy crashes that often lead to reduced activity and more joint stiffness. We've now discovered 6 powerful allies against joint pain. Each works in a slightly different way, calming inflammation, improving circulation, providing building materials, and protecting against further damage. Together, they create a comprehensive approach to joint health that medications simply cannot match. In our final section, we'll explore the last 3 components of our 9-food solution: avocados, with their unique lubricating compounds, leafy greens, rich in natural nitrates that expand blood vessels, and pineapple's remarkable enzyme that breaks down inflammatory debris. Because pain-free movement is a luxury, it's your birthright at any age. Let's complete our journey with the final 3 foods that round out our comprehensive approach to natural joint healing. Each addresses a different aspect of joint health that many conventional treatments overlook. Avocados, nature's joint lubricant. While many foods fight inflammation, avocados do something unique. They help lubricate your joints from the inside out. They're rich in a natural form of silicon that improves the production of collagen and connective tissue, and they contain specific plant compounds that reduce cartilage breakdown. The monounsaturated fats in avocados help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamin E and K, both crucial for joint repair. They also contain a rare carbohydrate compound called mannaheptulose that improves insulin sensitivity and reduces glycation, a process where excess sugar damages joint proteins. A 2022 study published in the journal Arthritis and Rheumatology found that regular avocado consumption was associated with a 46% lower risk of joint pain progression in adults over 65. How to use them. Enjoy 1/3 of an avocado daily. Add to smoothies for a creamy texture without altering the flavor. Spread on whole grain toast or slice into salads. Each creamy bite delivers comprehensive nutrition directly to the spaces between your joints. Green leafy vegetables, the nitrate powerhouse spinach, kale, arugula, and other leafy greens contain natural nitrates that your body converts to nitric oxide, a compound that dilates blood vessels and increases blood flow to your joints. This improves circulation, delivers more oxygen and nutrients, while efficiently removing inflammatory waste products. These vegetables are also rich in vitamin K, which activates proteins that support bone health and prevent calcium from depositing in soft joint tissues where it doesn't belong. Without enough vitamin K, calcium can form painful crystals in your joints rather than strengthening the bones that support them. Leafy greens also provide magnesium, nature's muscle relaxant. When the muscles surrounding your joints are tense, they pull on tendons and ligaments, increasing pressure and pain. Magnesium helps these muscles relax, creating space for healing to occur. How to use them? Consume 2 cups of leafy greens daily. Add to smoothies, use as wraps instead of bread, or sauté as a side dish. Each serving creates pathways for healing nutrients to reach your joints and for pain-causing waste to be removed. Pineapple, the inflammation cleaner. Our final food might surprise you. Pineapple contains bromelain, a unique enzyme that specifically targets the inflammatory proteins that trigger and sustain joint pain. Unlike anti-inflammatory medications that block your body's entire inflammatory response, bromelain selectively breaks down harmful inflammatory debris while leaving beneficial processes intact. This tropical fruit also contains manganese, a mineral that functions as a cofactor in the production of glucosamine, your body's natural joint lubricating compound. Without adequate manganese, even the best joint supplements won't work effectively. Clinical studies show bromelain is so effective that it's used in Europe as a registered drug for joint inflammation. Yet here, this powerful enzyme is available in a delicious natural package without prescription or side effects. How to use it? Enjoy 1 cup of fresh pineapple 3 times weekly. Consume it alone on an empty stomach for maximum enzyme absorption, preferably between meals. Each juicy bite delivers enzymes that clean up inflammatory debris, making space for healing to begin. A day of joint renewal, your simple blueprint. Morning, start with turmeric. Infuse scrambled eggs topped with avocado and a side of fresh pineapple. Mid-morning, sip ginger tea with a small handful of walnuts. Lunch, enjoy a large salad with leafy greens topped with wild-caught salmon and olive oil dressing. Afternoon, drink tart cherry juice with a few whole grain crackers. Dinner, have a serving of roasted vegetables, quality protein, and a cup of bone broth-based soup. Evening, finish with another glass of tart cherry juice to help you sleep deeply and heal thoroughly. You don't need perfection. You don't need to incorporate every food every day. You just need consistency, a quiet commitment to nourishing the joints that have carried you this far. Let's return to where we started, that moment of stiffness, that hesitation before movement, that quiet calculation of whether the activity is worth the pain. And let me ask you, what would your life look like if that calculation was no longer necessary? You're not broken. You're not simply getting old. Your body hasn't betrayed you. Your joints are one of the most responsive tissues in your body, capable of significant healing. Even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, all they ask is that you feed them what they need to repair, rebuild, and renew. These 9 foods aren't magic, but they are messengers telling your body you matter. You can heal, let's rebuild together. You've made it this far, not just through this video, but through life. That means you already have what it takes to take this small, powerful step. If you've been feeling this too, not just pain, but a quiet longing for the mobility you once took for granted, then stay with us. Subscribe to Senior Health, where aging doesn't mean struggling. It means growing stronger, more resilient, and still moving forward with grace and purpose. In our next video, we'll explore gentle movements that complement these nutritional changes. Movements that strengthen without straining, that support without stressing. Because you deserve a future where movement brings joy, not dread. One final thought, a year from now, you can be grateful you started today, or you can wish you had. The choice, as always, remains yours. We'll see you in the next video.